Hello, hello, and welcome. I am Ivy. If you're new to the channel, I am glad you're here and welcome aboard. If you are a returning viewer, I am so glad you are back. Okay, let's get into today's or this week's reading. We're going to start off with the astrological aspects, and there are quite a few to talk about. So if you do want to go ahead and skip over those, you can. If you look down in the description box, you'll find a timestamp that will take you directly to the beginning of the tarot reading. So there is that option, or you can stick around and listen to the whole thing, and I'd love that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started right now on the energies of the week. This is for December 19th until the 25th. Astrologically, it as well as just in general, a very busy week for most people who celebrate the holidays. So, um, let's start on the 19th. We have the moon in Scorpio is sextile Venus, which is in Capricorn currently. What you can expect from this energy is intense emotions. Definitely, Scorpio is about deep emotions, okay? And it's sextile Venus, which is the planet of love and relationships. So, yeah, very intense emotions around relationships, around love, around anything to do with that kind of nature. I would expect very deep emotions. Even can even become overwhelming for some people, depending on where your moon is. If, for instance, if your moon is in Scorpio in your natal chart, you can probably feel these energies more than most. It can be overwhelming, so try to channel those emotions into something a little more productive or constructive, or just be aware of it. Just being aware of it can help you manage them. So, keeping that in mind. Then we have Jupiter entering Aries. This is a very long transit. Jupiter is in each sign for approximately a year. So this is about a year-long transit. During this next year, there's going to be a focus on individuality, I feel, on new beginnings. Aries energy, okay? Aries is about me, just okay, just about me. And it's about going. It's about getting things done. It's not about waiting around seeing what everyone else is doing. They're off. Okay. They're not waiting for anybody or anything. So that kind of energy of new beginnings, starting new things, a whole new cycle is opening up for a lot of people during this transit. For most people, I would even say. So there is that. There's also, I think, going to be an expansion, because remember, Jupiter is about expansion. It's the great benefactor. These are going to be, I feel, positive energies for most people during the next year. Now, Jupiter's been transiting through Pisces, and that was a doozy. I think most of us can agree that this whole last year has been quite a doozy, has been very challenging. Let's go with challenging. It's deep and it's been murky and it's been, you've seen a growth in spirituality, especially this last year. It has really taken off on a bigger scale than it even was before. And it's gonna continue to grow, I believe. So there is that. But anyway, I'm digressing. Back to Jupiter in Aries, not in Pisces anymore. So a time of expansion when it comes to individuality, being it's okay to be different. There isn't this feeling, I believe in the next year, there isn't going to be a big feeling about having to fit in. It's going to be okay not to fit in. Be you, do you kind of energy during this next year. Okay, then on the 21st, the sun enters Capricorn and it's the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. The Capricorn season is about practicality, it's about productivity, it's about doing things by the rules, following the rules, going by the book, that kind of energy. So for the next month, I think it's going to be a focus on the financial. Great time during this new moon that's coming up to on the 23rd or 22nd in some places, but on this side of the world on the 23rd to set intentions for anything that has to do with expansion in the career, financial, money situation kind of thing. But we'll get to that here in a minute. The whole next month though of Capricorn is I believe is going to be focused on work, on productivity, on money, on what it is you want to do um for your money. Okay, there could be changes, and I feel that a lot of people are going to be going through changes when it comes to career in the next little bit. Okay. Um, Also, on the 21st, the sun again in Capricorn is going to be squaring off with Jupiter, as I said, that just entered Aries. Watch for a tendency to feel over optimistic during this transit. Try to be a little more realistic because it could be overly optimistic. I mean, being optimistic is obviously not a bad thing, but overly optimistic can be. Try to ground yourself in a little bit of reality during this transit. Don't don't let fantasy get away from you in that energy. Okay, also on the 21st, we have the moon entering Sagittarius. Um, I think this transit is going to be good for being able to sit back and seeing the bigger picture a little more clearly. Where before you might not have been able to grasp the bigger picture, I think it's going to be easier to do so during this transit. Um, so maybe sitting in reflection or meditation or going for a walk out in, I mean, depending on weather, right? Here where I am, it's winter and cold, and like today, I wouldn't want to be outside. It's rainy and sleety, but um, if you can, maybe spend some time out in nature, reflecting, because I think a lot of insight is going to be coming through during this transit. Okay, then we have on the next day, on the 22nd, Venus, which is in Capricorn, in a trine with Uranus, which is in Taurus. A great time for socializing, a great time for meeting new people, getting out and mingling. Great energies for that on the 22nd. On the 23rd, the new moon in Capricorn, again, this is a great time to plant seeds for abundance for the future. But we're going to go ahead and get into the new moon in Capricorn in Alive on Tuesday. Um, the the new moon is on a Friday, so that Tuesday we'll be doing the new moon live. And I will post exactly what time it is. I believe it's going to be about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It might be a little earlier, a little later, but somewhere around that time frame. The live on Tuesday, so we'll have a live on that. And then on the 24th, um, on Christmas Eve, Mercury in Capricorn is going to sextile Neptune in Pisces. this is a great time to let your imagination go. Great. I think I mean, Neptune is the planet of dreaminess, of fantasizing. And this is a good time during this transit to let your imagination go, let your creativity go, whatever you're working on, whatever projects, whatever you're doing. It could be not work related. It could be just fun. I mean, it is on Christmas Eve, so have some fun, get creative, let your imagination go, kind of energy on for Christmas Eve, with that. Okay, guys, and that is all our astrological aspects for the week. I am going to go ahead and start on the tarot portion. I've also brought out today, and after I do the tarot, some of my dice that for these have the planets, they have the signs and numbers, and I'll throw a few dice to see what else we can get after the reading. So, while I go ahead and shuffle and set up, please do remember to check out the shop. We have some exciting new merchandise that just hit the shop this week, and we'll be having well, there is a holiday sale going still, that will be going for the rest of the holiday until, I believe, until Christmas Eve. And then I think we're going to have a year-end sale also. So keep that out in mind. And if you haven't checked out the shop, please do go ahead and check it out. Also, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. If hit that notification bell too, if you could. I really appreciate that. It helps get the message out to those who may be in need of hearing it, and it helps the channel grow also, which I appreciate. So, with that said, let's go ahead and draw some cards. We have Wasp Spirit. Life sometimes stings. Isn't that the truth? Chameleon Spirit. Act as if. And Giraffe Spirit. See the big picture. Kind of like what I was saying about sitting back and seeing during that transit, seeing the big picture. And then underneath, we have Horse Spirit. Freedom is yours. So that's at the base of the reading. Let's see what else we have. What else Spirit wants to share with us today? What energies can we expect for this coming week, please, Spirit? All right. We have the Three of Wands, the Fool, the Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Moon, the Hanged Man, the Hierophant. Move this over just a little. There we go. The Two of Swords and the World card. Underneath, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. For those who are new to my readings, the top row usually for me, it signifies the recent past and its effects on the coming week energies. The middle row is the current energies and its effects on the coming week, and then the bottom row is the energies of the coming week or the future. Okay, the near future. So in the past, we have sometimes life stings. Chameleon spirit, act as if in the present and see the big picture in the near future. One spirit talks about even when life stings, there's a reason, there's a purpose to it, there's a lesson to be learned, there's something that to get out of that situation. Okay, there, like the wasp, there everything serves a purpose. Okay, we may not like it, it may suck, but it serves a purpose. And then in the future, in the present, we have chameleon spirit, act as if. What is it that you want for what are you trying to manifest? What are you trying to create? What are you trying to get right now? Where are you trying to get? Whatever that is, act as if it's already happened kind of energy. Fake it till you make it. Okay. That's the energy of this card. So even though things may not be great, even though there's things that right now are not or have not been so pleasant, we'll go with that word right now. Act as if everything is okay. All right. Act as if everything is okay. See the bigger picture. What is the lesson that this past situation was trying to teach you? This past hurt, this past pain, this past whatever the tough time was for you. Obviously, it's going to be different for everyone. Some people, it's going to be about a relationship, about love. Some people, it's going to be about career or finances or money, etc. Okay. But what is it that will try to see the bigger picture? Try to see what was the lesson in that situation. Okay. Then we have the Three of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Hierophant. Also in the recent past, you've been working on calling something towards you, like this Three of Wands here, where he got the wand out, he's calling in what he wants, he's pulling it towards him. Okay, calling in what you want, what your heart desires. You've been working on this, your heart's desire, working on bringing in your heart's desire. And you've been doing it in a traditional way. The message I'm getting here, and this is coming in. Sorry, give me just a second. There's a lot coming in. Okay. Sometimes you need to break from tradition in order to get what you want. If what you have been doing is not working, instead of keep trying the same thing, try something new. Break with tradition. Break the Hierophant is about tradition. It's about it's about certain way of doing thing, kind of by the book energy to that. Okay. But sometimes you have to change things up in order to get things to work, and that's the energy I'm getting from here. If something isn't working, don't keep trying. Try something different. Change things up. Do things non-traditionally. Then we have the Fool, the Moon, and the Two of Swords. Um, I'm getting that you have to take a leap of faith, and even though you can't see things clearly right now, and you feel like you're kind of aiming with your eyes covered. Okay, see how she has her eyes covered and she's trying to hit that bullseye? Okay. Even though it may feel like that's what you're doing, you're throwing knives with your not eyes covered. You can't see the it's in the moon, the shadows. You can't really see too clearly at night, okay? Um, you have to take a leap of faith, even when you can't see the results clearly. Trust that there is a plan, that spirit does have a plan, that you are being guided in the right direction, okay? And then we have the Two of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the World. For some of you, this is definitely about a love relationship with the Two of Cups here, but this can also be for others about any kind of partnership, be it business partnership, a friendship, a working relationship, anything like that, some kind of partnership. That you are starting to see in a different light, that you're starting to see from a new perspective. But sometimes in order to see that new perspective, you have to trust. You see how his eyes are closed? He's not struggling. He's not fighting it. He's just going to hang out, see what happens. Okay? You just have to trust. And then you have the World Cup. This is about success, about endings, about successful endings, the completion of a cycle, accomplishment, that kind of energy. So when you see things from this new perspective, that's when things are going to start to come come together, come into fruition. All right, let me see if we can get some clarification on some of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw one more card for each pile, for the past, present, and future, and then I will do the die and see what they have to say. Okay, Spirit, can you tell us more about the first row, the Three of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Hierophant? Can you tell us more about that? Can you give us more insight, please, Spirit? All right. The Knight of Wands. It's, yeah, you have the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. There's kind of a reckless feeling to this. Like you may have been a little reckless in the past, in the way you were doing things. So yeah, definitely this is about changing things up, doing things differently. Like this, yeah, reckless. That's the word that's coming through. So, and the middle row, please. The present energies, please, Spirit. Okay. Ooh. We got three, so I'm just gonna drop them and see what I get. Okay, wow. Judgment, the Star card, and the Three of Cups. You're being called to have faith, to trust. Definitely, exactly what it was saying here. You're being called to have faith, to trust that Spirit is working on your behalf to bring things together. Okay? Yeah. You have to have faith, even if you can't see things clearly, or you can't see where this is going. You may feel a little lost or confused. Have faith. There is a plan. Okay, and what about this last row, please, Spirit? Two of Cups, the Hangman, and the World card, please. Okay. The Page of Swords. Yeah. The Page of Swords talks about putting what you have learned to use, to practical use, taking the lessons you have learned and applying them. Um, Not just, okay, I learned this, okay, let it go. No, apply the lesson, okay? That's the seeing things from a new perspective here. Um, and yeah, this is some kind of partnership. Again, for some of you, this is going to be a love relationship. For others, it's going to be about business, but it's some kind of partnership. Seeing things from a different perspective brings closure, but it brings success also. So yeah, you have to apply what you've learned in order for that to happen. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to grab one of each of these colors. So a blue, a purple, and a green. And we'll drop these and see. Okay. We have the number 5, which is about changes. Definitely changes. Then we have the North Node. Let's see that right there. The North Node. I'm not sure if I'm close. Right there. Okay. The North Node and Libra. Okay. Some of you are dealing with a Libra when it comes to this partnership, or you are a Libra. It could be either one. There are changes coming, and this is the North Node. This is what is meant to be. This is about finding your purpose, your reason, your calling, whatever you want to call it, okay? But that's what the North Node is about. It's about finding what you're here to do. So, there's there's changes coming, and it has to do with your purpose, your calling, and maybe what you do for work, the relationship that you are in, whatever you're calling. Remember, calling could be a lot of different things. Your purpose could be work related, but it doesn't have to be work related. It could be about relationships. It's going to be different for everybody. But definitely, either you or the person you are dealing with, this partnership here, is a Libra. So that is what we have for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please drop me a message. Let me know if any of this made any sense to you, if any of this resonated. I'd love to hear that in the comments. And until next time, love and light. See you. Bye bye.